I sure have missed those mindful moments. It's good to be back. So anyway, sorry I was absent so much last week. You know how things are. But yeah, my house was a corona-infested hellscape. But I took 2 naps a day. It was good. Ate cookies constantly. So anyway, I'm back. Any questions on anything that we did while I was gone? Posted a video. Test is Friday, yeah. So let's just talk about that for a second. So the test Friday. And I think it's pretty easy stuff, in my opinion. So it's basically on transformation geometry. Of a point. And there's 4 basic types of transformations that you need to know. We started talking about translations. Okay, so if you have a translation like E, A, B, where A and B are any numbers, remember the whole idea is you just add. Okay, you add A to X, and you add B to Y. This is just going to be X plus A, Y plus B. So if A or B happen to be negative, you just subtract, right? Subtract that number. Okay, then we talked about reflections. And the whole deal with reflections is you should graph it. Okay, so you should have a piece of scrap graph paper for your quiz or for your test on Friday. Make sure you have it ready to go so that you can do it. And there's the notation is lowercase r and then a line, or a reflection and then over a point. So there's the coordinates of a point here, x, y. Okay, so there's line reflection, point reflection, and either way, the best way to get the image point is to graph it. Okay, then the next type of transformation we talked about is rotations. So the notation there is capital R, and then subscript is a point and an angle. And if there isn't a point listed, then the default point that you're rotating around is the origin, 0, 0. And remember, if the angle is positive, it's counterclockwise. Positive, you rotate this way. If it's negative, you rotate this way. And again, the best way to get the image is to just graph it. And then the final basic transformation we talked about is dilations. And this is a change in size. So here the notation is capital D and then a point, which is the center of the dilation, and then the scale factor, A. This point P is the center of the dilation. That's the point that you're getting further away from or closer to. Center of dilation. And A is the scale factor. And remember, the best way, well, first of all, if there isn't a point listed, then the default is the origin again. And as long as it's a dilation around the origin, all you do is you just multiply by the scale factor. This is going to be A times X A times Y. Okay, so that's usually the best way to get the image there. Okay, so those are the 4 different basic types of transformations. And then we also talked about composition of transformations. This is just when you do more than one, like in a row. Okay, so if you had something like reflection across y equals x, and then the little circle composed with dilation of -2, or something like that, 5, 3. Okay, you're going to do this one first. You work from right to left. It definitely matters. You'll get a different image point if you do it in the wrong order. So this is the one you do first. This is the one you do second. Okay, that's important. Make sure you understand if you're working from right to left. It's a little weird. It's not like so intuitive, but think of it as like when you do order of operations in math, you start from the innermost set of parentheses. It's kind of that same deal. What?
It's like reading Hebrew, go right to left.
It's just like reading Hebrew. For any of you who have read Hebrew,
I read Hebrew.
it's just like that.
Thank you.
Okay? And then finally, the last thing we talked about is graphical transformations, which is when they transform. I can't talk about it. Right. Okay, so graphical transformations, this is basically when they transform an entire figure, like a quadrilateral or a triangle or something like that. But it's the same idea. You're just following a single point and determining where it ends up. Okay, so that's what the test is on. It's Friday. You guys aren't going to be here Friday for the most part. So you have to take it on Delta Math as usual. And even if you are here, take it on Delta Math. But there's something new about Delta Math. Delta Math changed their test, like the platform or whatever. So you're now able to change your answer. That's the bottom line. So if you enter something and you decide you don't like that answer, you can unsubmit the answer and submit a different answer. Okay? So I think that's a positive thing. You don't have to be quite so careful in terms of getting it right the first time.
Once you answer it, you hit submit.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God.
Until the time's up.
Oh yeah.
Once the time's up, everything's solid. But yeah, so you have the full 45 minutes to change your answers if you'd like.
Okay.
But it does take time. So just make sure that you're keeping track of how much time you have left.
It's really simple to do. You just hit on submit.
You click unsubmit and then you type another answer, and that's all there is to it. Okay? So I think that's a positive thing. I think that will help people a little bit. Okay? Tomorrow we're going to do a test review for extra credit. In class, there won't be a recorded lesson or anything like that. And that's the whole week. So today all we're doing is there's a review assignment on Delta Math. It's just called Unit 7 Review. And it should take you like 20 or 30 minutes. And you have the whole period to do that. And that's all we're doing. Any questions about anything? Hopefully you don't feel like you missed out on too much, because I don't really feel like you did that much. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording and you can get going on your assignment.